Napoleon is one of the most influential and arguably the greatest leaders of the late 18th to early 19th centuries. Napoleon's life is not only full of military achievements, but also symbolizes a period of political changes, the modernization of law, and the redrawing of the political map of Europe. This military genius burst onto the scene in the wake of the French Revolution and established himself at the head of the French Empire, making a huge impact on the international stage. In this video, we take a closer look at key moments in Napoleon's life, his military triumphs and political changes, and explore his personality and legacy. Dooz TV begins. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on the island of Corsica on August 15, 1769. At the time of his birth, Corsica was under French rule, but his family was Corsican. His teenage years laid the foundations for his future great career. His parents gave Napoleon a basic education and sent him to Paris. The French Revolution broke out in Paris. During this period, he learned about the countries where the French Revolution took place and the political changes. Napoleon decided to get a military education and joined military schools. Here he studied subjects such as mathematics, history, and military strategy. His military career rose rapidly and he attracted attention during his service in Italy. Napoleon Bonaparte's conquest of Italy was an important period in which his military genius and leadership skills were revealed. These victories shaped the political map of Europe after the French Revolution and made Napoleon a national hero. In 1796, the French government sent the young general Napoleon Bonaparte to Italy. This mission was part of a French effort to gain more influence in Italy against Australia. This campaign, known as Napoleon's Italian Campaign, marked a significant shift in military strategy at the time and led to the pinnacle of his career. The Italian campaign took place between 1796 and 1797 and had a major impact on post-French Revolution Europe. These victories were led by Napoleon Bonaparte, the general in charge of the French army. Napoleon was sent to Italy to defend the values of the French Revolution and to increase France's influence in Italy. The Battle of Lodi Bridge was an important turning point in the Italian campaign. Napoleon won this battle, forcing the Austrian army to retreat. During the Italian victory, Napoleon surprised his enemies with quick and unexpected military maneuvers. These tactical innovations changed the course of the war. Napoleon also modeled local government in Italy. He established fair judicial systems and carried out economic reforms, thus increasing the productivity of the region. These victories emphasized Napoleon's military style and made him a national hero. The Italian victories included a series of victories against Austria and symbolized the victories of the French Revolution against the Austrian Empire. Moreover, these victories were part of his efforts to spread the ideals of the French Revolution and contributed to the adoption of these ideals among the population in Italy. The Italian victories marked the beginning of the rise of Napoleon's career and increased his influence on the European stage. After the Italian victories in 1798, the French army landed in Egypt. Napoleon's aim for these victories was to gain control of Egypt, but also to provide a gateway to India. The campaign began with military success. He captured Alexandria and conquered Cairo. But his victories in Egypt were not only military, they were also of cultural and scientific importance. Many scientists, artists, and archaeologists were sent to Egypt as part of the campaign, and this period generated great interest in Egypt's ancient heritage. Napoleon also ordered important archaeological discoveries such as the Rosetta Stone. However, the Egyptian campaign ended with Napoleon's retreat without a complete victory. The destruction of the French fleet by the British Admiral Horatio Nelson at the Battle of the Gulf of Aboukir and its isolation from Europe created a difficult situation for Napoleon. When Napoleon returned to France in 1799, despite his failure in Egypt, he had gained a great reputation at home. This campaign marked the beginning of his rise as an international figure and a turning point in the discovery of Egypt's global and scientific heritage. In France, however, he found himself in the midst of an internal political crisis. Known as the Brumaire coup d'état, it allowed him to quickly rise to power and reshape the French government. The aim of this coup was to end the chaos and restore stability in the post-French Revolution period. Napoleon was crowned Emperor of France in 1804, showing that he was no longer just a general but an emperor. Under his imperial title, Napoleon continued to modernize and expand France. Napoleon standardized French law by creating a new legal system known as the Code of Laws, which became a model for many countries. He also initiated a series of reforms, such as bureaucratic reforms and infrastructure projects. However, Napoleon's greatest impact was seen in his wars and expansions in Europe. These conflicts, called the Napoleonic Wars, continued until 1815, when he was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo and sent into exile. Napoleon's exile lasted until his death on the island of St. Helena in 1821. However, his legacy is still influential. While the Napoleonic Wars represented one of the turning points in European history, Napoleonic laws and modernization efforts influenced legal and administrative systems all over the world. Napoleon Bonaparte's life and legacy still live vividly in history books, art, and culture. His story is a source of inspiration, showing the great impact he had on humanity's past and what man can achieve in life. But let us not forget that history is not only a science to help us understand the past, but also a tool to understand and shape the future. The story of Napoleon Bonaparte shows us what great leaders, change, and innovation can achieve. We wish you continued interest in history. You can like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.